There's been times in my journey when I've come to the gym and I've had to sit outside in the parking lot for like a good 30 minutes before I even start to like mentally prepare myself. There's moments in time where it's just difficult. But when you make that time and you take the time for you and for yourself, watch how your confidence starts to become boosted. Watch how the faith in us, like rather than like faith in like, oh yeah, everything should work out and things like that. No, like faith in you and your capabilities is going to rise. That means you're going to trust yourself more. You're going to feel like you can do things more than before. Today's a pull day, and what that means is that I'll be hitting my biceps, I'm going to be hitting my lats, I'm going to be hitting my hamstrings, that's the back of my thighs, and I'm going to be hitting my traps. I'm going to show you a list again of different workouts that I can choose from, and today I'm going to be choosing a upright row. I'm going to be choosing a bent over row, and then I'm going to be doing deadlifts and leg curls. Round those shoulders back, sit up nice and tall, brace your core, pull in your pelvic bone, and then you're going to row this thing up. See why you need it to be a little bit more narrow. And I'm going to be pointing my elbows upwards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that was my first set. These are upright rows, and this is going to help you with your posture. This is working out our lats. This is working out our shoulders. This is going to give you that hourglass, that small waist proportion. So when you want to dress up, you can feel a little bit lighter and more strong, and those are fantastic qualities to feel on the inside. So I'm going to take a minute or so to rest. I feel like a lot of us are running off of steam, and you're chronically feeling frustrated, tired, closed off, not open for what makes you feel best, because you're just so focused on go, 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 get those things done, get those tasks off of your checklist. And these are things that you feel like are expected of you at this point, and nobody could do it quite like you. And I'm here to share with you, like, it really is a disservice to us as women, as mothers, as partners to function that way, because at the end of the day, it leaves us feeling exhausted, like there's just no gas in the tank by the end of the day. You're not going to feel very lovey-dovey or strong. You're going to just feel just so depleted, and going and living that way on a consistent basis, not eating enough to nourish your body and to help those muscles feel strong. You are running off of coffee and, whatever it may be for you. This isn't here to, bash what you're experiencing right now, but I'm just sharing these things with you because I know it can be better. You shouldn't feel exhausted constantly. You shouldn't have to, drag your feet to get things done. And I feel like the more that we invest in ourselves, the more energy you have to give. So I know a lot of us moms and women tend to want to make ourselves like the martyr and put our needs and wants to the side and continue to push our goals and our visions to the side. I've got a few more sets to do for this upright row, and The first set I did 12, and I'm gonna stick with 12. I might hit to 8. I will see you for our next movement. So my next movement is going to be a bent over row. I'm going to be using a barbell, shoulder width apart for your feet. You're going to look straight ahead. You're going to keep your knees soft. You're going to bend, look straight ahead again. Hands are going to be open, and you're going to pull those elbows back. And you do your very best not to pull your body weight. Sometimes when it gets hard or if it's a little too heavy, you like to maybe rock a little bit, but you don't want to engage your lower back too much in this. It doesn't feel good. So yeah, so soften your knees, you're gonna bend. You're going to pull those elbows back and do your best not to move your neck at all, because that doesn't feel good either. Doesn't feel good. So I'm gonna be using my barbell. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In between my set, I wanted to have some time to talk to you about unrealistic expectations and advice in the fitness arena. I don't know if you've experienced maybe joining some kind of insane boot camp or group fitness, and you know, you have this this drive. There's like a culture that goes on in those spaces, and it's like all or nothing. And I want to talk about this because a lot of us sign up for these classes and these spaces, and we do reach the results, you know, losing the pounds, 15 pounds, 30 pounds, or whatever it is for you. But as the years go by, we kind of like let that go a little bit, and some of our bad habits come back. And by bad habits, it's not so much that it's bad, it's just we kind of forget about us. We forget about what makes us feel alive, what gives us that spark. And I think that's what I want to talk about, because it's almost like a false sense of security. And I'm not saying that those spaces are bad. Obviously their intention is to help you reach your goals, and you do. So that's a good thing. But I want to tap into that part of us that's going to keep that fire alive, and how we can let that nourish ourselves rather than like break ourselves down so much. And the unrealistic expectations that I want to talk about is like cutting out things so extreme, like never going out to eat, or you know, completely cutting out sugar. What else? Things like that. Like, if you have a medical condition where, you know, you're maybe predisposed to have some kind of, you know, autoimmune disease, or any kind of like situation where you need to absolve yourself of those things, by all means, go ahead and work to get to that space. But if you are just, you know, your average person, woman, mother, that just wants to feel healthier and just wants to feel more energetic and lighter, or maybe just feel good in her clothes, it's good to incorporate balance. We shouldn't be all or nothing, or, you know, pointing the fingers at like, you can't drink Diet Coke, or you can't, you know, have a burger. Like, there's got to be some kind of balance. And so that's who I'm talking to today, is, you know, somebody that may be that with that all or nothing mindset, that makes it hard to even start, because sometimes we expect that light to turn on and that fire to be in our bellies, and sometimes it takes a little time to get to that space. A little bit every day is far better than going hard for 6 months or 2 months out of the year, reaching your goal, gaining it back, those those habits that aren't beneficial for you come back, they creep back in, and then you've lost your fire. But then not only have you lost your fire, but now you're frustrated and annoyed with yourself because you've let yourself get to that space yet again. How could you? And then that guilt and shame comes in. Do what's best for you and continue to try and see some kind of progress, whether it's, you know what, I'm gonna walk 40 minutes rather than 30 minutes today. I'm gonna take, 5 to 10 minutes for myself today to journal or to stretch. And this is gonna be part of your journey of letting go of that guilt, prioritizing yourself, and finding a way to not feel chronically fatigued. I'm going to be doing deadlifts, conventional deadlifts. It is a full body workout. This is going to get your inner thighs, your outer thighs, your quads. This is going to get your back. This is your core. It's just a full body movement. Feet are going to be a little bit more narrow than our shoulder width apart. We're going to hinge forward. And so let me show you what that looks like right here. Soft on your knees, hinge forward without bending too much. And I want you to make sure you keep your pelvic bone in. It's going to keep your core engaged. A lot of us ladies have, after being moms, sometimes like our core can maybe sometimes not be as strong as before, but that's okay because we're going to get it strong again. So hands, I like to keep them over. Down to the ground, standing up. And you want the bar to slide down your quads. This next exercise is unnecessary to film, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing it. It is a leg curl, fully extending my legs, pulling it up and holding it for a little bit. And I'm going to be doing 12 to 15. This is a fairly lightweight. I know a lot of us moms and women have a large mental load that we already have on our plates, whether it's with our kids, our loved ones, our households, our families, and there's a lot to juggle. And I feel like some of us kind of get overwhelmed right before even starting, because it's like you feel like you've got like all of these tasks and expectations already. How can I add, a routine into my daily life? And the biggest part is just finding what works for you, doing 3 to 4 exercises, 3 to 4 sets of those, 10 to 12, depending on where you're at with your strength, and doing that 3 or so days a week. You're not going to be doing it for, 6 to 7 days a week. I want you to have a realistic approach to this. It is not all or nothing anymore. And when you find that sweet spot, watch how your energy levels will rise. Watch how your dedication and your motivation starts to rise. And, there's moments in time where you just don't feel as motivated as usual, and that's okay. But it just like with happiness, like you can't expect to feel elated all of the time. It is going to come and go, and just understand that the more that you are treating this as a non-negotiable. The more that you invest in your health and your wellness, the better that you're going to feel. I'm not telling you it's going to be perfect every single time. Find what works for you and adhere to it. And even when it's hard and even when it's difficult, know that this is for you at the core. This isn't for you to fit into an outfit. This isn't for you to look sexier. This is something far deeper than it looks. This is for faith in yourself, confidence, unshakable confidence within yourself, unlimited energy. Amazing. We could tap into that any time we want. It just takes a decision. I don't know if you've ever experienced picking up the phone call and an important person calls and says, hey, can I come over for the weekend, or can I hang out? Can we hang out? And you really miss that person and that person's awesome. But right now you're kind of down in the dumps. Maybe you're wearing your pajamas, or maybe you were doing something, but you're on the phone and this person's telling you that they're coming over. What do? Do you instantly jump and think, oh my gosh, I'm going to clean up the house. I'm going to, prepare some food for this person, and I just can't wait. Like, just like that, within a few seconds of them telling you that they're coming over and it's going to be a fun time, what do you have instantly? Energy. I'm telling you that by investing in yourself little by little throughout your days, that you're going to have that instant turn on button, that fire in your belly, that excitement again. And I know it sounds crazy, but little by little, you're going to see a big shift in you, but just making that decision in the beginning is the most difficult part. And then of course, adhering to it. But like I said, not all days are going to be perfect. And that's about it.